The Auld Wives Lifts are located on Craigmaddy near Torrance, and they're actually within a few miles of where I live, but I'd never heard of them until my husband Gordy mentioned them to me. He mentioned them actually years ago, and we kept meaning to go to see them, but we're always away doing other things, and it wasn't until lockdown that we thought, well, it's a good opportunity to go and visit them. So the Auld Wives Lifts are located in a sort of amphitheatre of peat bog, about, a 15-minute walk from the roadside behind Torrance. Gordy had visited them when he was younger, when he was a cyclist, and he'd go roaming about near to his home. He's from Kirkintilloch, and he would cycle with his friend to see different places, and they'd spotted the Auld Wives Lifts on a map. And back then, obviously, there wasn't the internet, so one of his friends went to the library to find out a bit more about them and discovered the heritage site. They're essentially three boulders, two smaller boulders with a large one on top, and they kind of look like, I suppose, a burial chamber with a capstone. But the chances are, well, actually, it's very highly likely that the stones were left as a kind of glacial deposit. It's just the way they've fallen. They've become a place of great intrigue for hundreds of years, and the stones are covered in graffiti. I mean, there's even graffiti that goes back to possibly Iron Age, this sort of Celtic style, and then of course there's engravings and initials all the way up to modern day, but there's some absolutely fascinating engravings on them, and like little engraved heads and initials and phrases and things. So I was quite intrigued to find out about the Auld Wives Lifts, and in fact why they're called the Auld Wives Lifts. So I had a little search online, and I came across this piece on a heritage site, and it said, the traditional account of this monument is that three old women, having laid a wager which of them could carry the greatest burden, brought in their aprons the three stones of which it is constructed, and laid them in their present position. Verily they must have been giantesses in those days. Indeed they must have been, because the largest stone is huge. It's much bigger than even a Land Rover, for example. Also, there are other stories of absolution of sins and fertility. So I found this on another site. Between the upper and the two lower stones of this monument there is a triangular opening from east to west, which, if passed through according to the course of the sun in a truly penitential spirit, was formerly believed to have procured complete absolution for previous sins. That's interesting. And another superstition holds that it's necessary for all strangers visiting this enchanted place for the first time to creep through it if they wish to avert the calamity of dying childless. So basically a place to come if you want to be assured of fertility.